following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFN Geek, and I am here to say that, well, I'm actually going to ask you guys a question. Do you know what is edible, the Transformers Kingdom Sideswipe, Hype and Red Alert action figures? You know what else is incredible? The Earthrise Sunstreaker action figure. This is incredible. And on top of all that, another thing that is incredible is the Kingdom Earth Mode Mirage action figure. But you know what's even more incredible than these Transformers action figures? Well, in a moment I am going to say what that is, but before I do, I was noticing when I completed my review of Kingdom Red Alert, and I was doing a size comparison and with him and Sideswipe and also Earthrise Sunstreaker, I noticed there was something that all of these guys were missing. And I couldn't tell what it was at first, and then I finally realized what it was. The racing spoilers that the G1 action figures had. So, to answer that question, if I asked what else is amazing, upgrade kits. These are amazing. So big shout out to my good friends, the Ghost of Lord Master Starscream and Ruben Soto. Thanks to them introducing me to the world of eBay gift cards. I was browsing around eBay and noticed that there was a lot of upgrade kits that were being offered by third-party RD creators. A lot of the upgrade kits that have come out in recent years that are small parts that that are used to modify Transformers action figures. Most of it is 3D printed plastic, and that's what these upgrade kits I got are. So as you could tell by the title of the video, these upgrade kits that I got from eBay are made by a third-party maker known as JRC Design. JRC Design has been creating a lot of top-notch upgrade kits for Transformers action figures. And when I looked around at the upgrade kits that were available on eBay, and then I looked at my Transformers action figures, out of all the upgrade kits that were out there, the ones that I noticed that were in desperate need were the racing spoilers for Kingdom Sideswipe and Kingdom Red Alert, the racing spoilers for Earthrise Sunstreaker, and then the upgrade kit that I got from Mirage, which is the most different of them all, is a shoulder mount that contains a 5mm peg for his shoulder cannon. So just like the Siege version of Mirage, the Kingdom Earth Mode version of Mirage can finally have his shoulder cannon actually mount on top of his shoulder. And so yeah, big thank you to JRC Design for selling these upgrade kits on eBay. So going left to right or right to left, I can't tell when I'm filming because my video camera, the image I look at is opposite of what actually appears on the final film. But this upgrade kit right here is for Kingdom Mirage. These are the shoulder mounts that peg onto Mirage, and the 5mm peg holes allow you to attach the shoulder cannon to him. This is the upgrade kit for Earthrise Sunstreaker, and in addition to the racing spoiler for Sunstreaker, JRC Design also decided to include Sunstreaker's laser gun, so that's pretty incredible to have. And here are the upgrade kits for the racing spoilers for Kingdom Sideswipe and Red Alert. JRC Design, I must have run out of the tiny little Ziploc bags because Red Alert's racing spoilers came in a piece of white paper. But I'm not complaining because I'm really happy to finally have these upgrade kits on here on hand. So since the racing spoilers for Red Alert came out first, we will get those attached first. So back in 2019, there were Transformers fans who owned 3D printers and third-party sellers who were designing racing spoilers for the Siege versions of Sideswipe and Red Alert. And when it was shown that the Kingdom Earth Mode Lamborghini mold had entirely different holes, all sculpted onto the surface of the figures, a lot of collectors were disappointed to know that the racing spoilers that had been designed for the Siege versions of Sideswipe and Red Alert wouldn't work on the new Kingdom versions, but that didn't stop collectors from wanting these figures to have the same racing spoilers that the original G1 figures had from designing new upgrade kits for them. So So these third-party upgrade kits by JRC Design are easy enough to install. Also, yeah, I'm really enjoying having them. And I've said this in past video reviews I've done on third-party merchandise. The only third-party Transformers products that I add to my Transformers collection, and the ones that I buy, are the ones that I believe are absolutely necessary to have in your collection. So yeah, there is Kingdom Red Alert, and thanks to JRC Design with his racing spoiler on the back of him. And yeah, that just screams Generation 1 to me, more so than the figure did without it. And I just love JRC Design. And there's a tiny little trapezoid peg on one side of the racing spoiler, and there's a sculpted space for that trapezoid shape right there on the other side of the racing spoiler, and they swivel around like this, so when you transform Red Alert into his robot mode, which I'm not going to do for the sake of time, they just hang off the back of the legs of both Red Alert and Sideswipe in robot mode. But yeah, I just really enjoy that. And of course, the proverbial question that comes up with these upgrade kits is, why in the world Hasbro and Takara didn't just do this in the first place? I myself am not going to answer that question, but I am just grateful that there are collectors out there and third-party companies who are willing to give upgrade kits that make these incredible Transformers action figures even more outstanding and amazing than they were before the upgrade kits were designed for them. So yeah, there is a one last look at Kingdom Red Alert with his racing spoiler attached, and I just really enjoy the look that gives to Red Alert. So with that out of the way, we will get the upgrade kit it for Sideswipe attached. And these racing spoilers do come in different colors, but I decided to get the ones that looked the most like the original Generation 1 action figures attached to them. But yeah, again, the racing spoiler, it attaches to the figure using the sculpted detailing that Hasbro and Takara officially designed on the back of the figure. So you insert the racing spoiler onto this triangle-shaped space, and then there's this groove indent that's sculpted onto the surface of Sideswipe, same as Red Alert. So should be easy enough to install. Oh, for some reason this last racing spoiler is trying to give me trouble. Although I will pause the video while I get this fixed. Alright, so Sideswipe's racing spoiler was a little more difficult to attach, but I am very pleased with the final result. I mean, just look at that racing spoiler. Now the Kingdom version of Sideswipe looks like an updated version of the original Generation 1 Sideswipe. So yes, I honestly don't know why Hasbro and Takara couldn't design the racing spoilers on the figures in the first place, but yes, I really appreciate JRC Design's upgrade kit, and it really does add a lot to Sideswipe's vehicle mode, and it does help to further distinguish the Kingdom Earth mode Lamborghinis from the Siege versions. I don't have the Siege version of Sideswipe in hand to do a comparison, but I do have the Siege version of Red Alert on hand. So yeah, now with the racing spoiler attached, you can see the difference here on the back of the vehicle, comparing the Earth mode Lamborghini with the Cybertronian Lamborghini. And I think that is a fantastic distinction, having the racing spoilers on the Earth version of the Lamborghini and not having it on the Siege Cybertronian version, because as I honestly can't see why alien robots would need racing spoilers to make their vehicles go faster if they could do it without the real need for it. I honestly, yeah, my mind is just blown away, and I'm speechless at how incredible the simple act of attaching racing spoilers drastically improves the design of Red Alert and Sideswipe's vehicle modes. The actual top of the racing spoiler itself on Sideswipe, the 3D printed plastic, it's a much brighter shade of red compared to the actual Sideswipe figure, but at certain angles, and if you were to look, and if you stare at it from a distance, you can't really tell the different shades of red. You can only tell if you look at it really closely. Mostly up close and personal, and yes, so overall, I just am very grateful to JRC Design for coming up with these fantastic racing spoilers for both Kingdom Sideswipe and Red Alert. Trying to straighten Red Alert's racing spoiler out. But yeah, there they are. There's one last look at the new racing spoilers for Red Alert and Sideswipe. And of course, the you cannot complete the racing spoilers on the Earth mode Lamborghinis without also including Sunstreaker. So yes, there's 4 different colored versions for the racing spoiler on Sunstreaker. There's a yellow version and there's a red version for the Generation Select Spin Out, and then there's a white version for Cordon. On the yellow version of Sunstreaker is a reference to his 2008 deluxe class Transformers Universe Classics figure that had a yellow unpainted racing spoiler sculpted on the figure's vehicle mode. I went with the silver racing spoiler for Sunstreaker due to the original Generation 1 Sunstreaker action figure, the racing spoiler being made out of silver chrome. It might be a little difficult getting Sunstreaker's racing spoiler attached to him due to the yellow paint around the top of the peg hole. And the fact that the racing spoiler that JRC Design created for Sunstreaker, the 5mm peg that attaches to it has a bunch of ridges around the side. It's not a smooth surface. But I am happy that for if anyone, just like JRC Design, if you did want to see the Earthrise Sunstreaker figure have a racing spoiler just like the original Generation 1 action figure, I'm happy that Hasbro and Takara Tomy gave the figure these standard 5mm peg holes that allow racing spoilers to be attached if anyone designs them. And I'm noticing this copy of the racing spoiler has some excess plastic left on it, so if anyone, JRC Design, anyone else, you can see that extra layer of plastic right there. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to file it down and see if that helps to will attach it further. So if anyone from JRC Design or if anyone buys the racing spoiler for Earthrise Sunstreaker from JRC Design, just keep an eye out for excess plastic on the racing spoiler that attaches to the top of Sunstreaker's left side hand. And so if you bear in mind with me, I will be back in one moment. Alright, and so a bit of few seconds of filing down some extra plastic that was left on, and here is Earthrise Sunstreaker with his racing spoiler attached. And even though it's not as tall as the Generation 1 version of Sunstreaker, I can honestly see why it's the size that it is it helps to give Sunstreaker some aerodynamics, and considering the fact that the 5mm egg holes are on the bottom of Sunstreaker's arm, so in robot mode, Sunstreaker will now have the racing spoilers hanging off the bottom of his lower arms. I cannot get over how incredible it is to finally see Sunstreaker having a proper racing spoiler on the back of him. And if you remove the exposed engine, the racing spoiler can now sit on there comfortably, and I just really like that. Really like that JRC Design remembered that the original Generation 1 Sunstreaker action figure, the racing spoiler, was done in silver chrome, so you do have the option of buying a silver racing spoiler for Sunstreaker to replicate that. And another thing that JRC Designs gave Earthrise Sunstreaker was this laser gun, and that Sunstreaker can have. Unfortunately, the only 5mm peg hole that the laser gun can attach to is the same one on the top of Sunstreaker's roof that the engine block that was given to him by Hasbro came with, and I honestly don't know of any other way of attaching the laser gun to Sunstreaker while he's transformed into his vehicle mode. I was hoping that maybe there might be a way of storing it into this space that's in between the robot mode legs when he's in Lamborghini mode, but it appears that it's not big enough for it. But yeah, if there had been a way of attaching the laser gun onto the engine block, I think that would have been a great design. Or if there had been a way of attaching it somewhere up here without it falling off, that would have been of great help to it, keeping it attached. Pretty much the only way to attach the laser gun is to shove it in there like that, which just looks ridiculous. But yeah, I do enjoy that Sunstreaker now has a dedicated laser gun and weapon. I may plug it on top of Sideswipe just so it has a spot to store on. And again, and there's excess plastic on there, so it's making it very difficult to attach. And so see if I can file some of that extra plastic off. It's easy enough to do if you got the right tools for it. Alright, and what I like to use to file down excess plastic on Transformers figures is are these emery boards that you use that are used on file down toenails. And it really does the job. So yeah, since Sunstreaker doesn't have any other 5mm pegs to allow his laser gun to be attached, if you don't want to lose it and you find yourself in a position where you have Sunstreaker and Sideswipe transformed into their vehicle mode. Oh, it's one weapon storage for Sunstreaker's laser gun is attaching it to the roof of Kingdom Sideswipe. And you can make a joke that Sunstreaker's being lazy about not wanting his paint job to get ruined, so he has his brother Sideswipe carry the laser gun that he's meant to use in battle. So yeah, there it is there. Era's weapon store. Origin on top of Kingdom Sideswipe. So just be aware of the silvery plastic upgrade kits that it has some excess plastic to it. Alright, and because I know everyone wants to see what it looks like, here is Sunstreaker holding his new laser gun designed by the third party upgrade kit designer JRC Design. But yeah, it's really fantastic to finally see Sunstreaker have an actual laser gun instead of taking his engine block off of his back and having it be this weird square-shaped, air-shaped weapon. So yeah, it's just a minor gripe, but I was hoping that JRC Design would have designed a way of the laser gun not only having a 5mm connection peg, but having it be able to attach to Sunstreaker's engine block in vehicle mode, so there would be actual weapon storage for it in vehicle mode. The only other option of having the only other weapon storage I could think of for the laser gun when Sunstreaker is in his Lamborghini mode is to have. Well, actually, I can't really even think of anything. I was gonna make a suggestion, but On second thought, I take it back. But yeah, there's a Sunstreaker with his new actual laser gun weapon attached. And I love the fact that the racing spoilers, even though they end up on the sides of Sunstreaker's arms, you could have the for those who have an active imagination, you could imagine them as being like arm shields that Sunstreaker can use. And if you wanted to, you could flip them around and have them be like a square-shaped laser gun, untyped weapons if you desired. But yeah, there's the upgrade kit for Earthrise Sunstreaker. I'm not going to transform any of the other Transformers figures back and forth. Or if there's photo, or so I'm going to leave a link in the video description to JRC Design's own website. And you can see the photos they took of what the upgrade kits look like on the Transformers figures and their other modes. So last but definitely by no means least, the fourth and final upgrade kit that I purchased from JRC Design are a pair of shoulder mounts that you attach to Kingdom Mirage and the shoulder mounts have been designed so that you can actually attach them to Mirage's shoulder and have the other, and you can actually have Mirage have his actual laser gun weapon attached to him, to the actual top of the shoulder. So I believe those are that is the correct side for this upgrade kit. So yeah, so to attach the shoulder mounts, you plug them onto the slot for the front section of the swivel joint that the arms swivel around on. And on end. When you attach them for the first time, they feel like they're going to sit at this angle, and you have to be very careful. But if you wiggle it into its proper place, it will sit straight, eight on top of Mirage's shoulders like that. And looking at it from the front, these new shoulder mounts, they don't take away from the overall look of Mirage's robot mode design. But the moment of truth, the main reason why JRC Design created this upgrade kit and the main reason why I got it. Alrighty. There it is, everyone. There is what Kingdom Mirage looks like with his shoulder cannon actually attached to the top of his shoulder. And the best part about these shoulder mounts that JRC Design created is that you can leave them attached to Mirage when you transform him from robot mode to vehicle mode. They don't interfere with the transformation. So yeah, Kingdom Mirage now finally has his shoulder cannon attached to his actual shoulder. I apologize for not bringing out the Siege version of Mirage for side-by-side comparison in robot mode. But yeah, I do highly recommend you get the shoulder mount upgrade kits from JRC Design. And because overall it does, as give Mirage an added, it does. The one thing I originally said in my original review of Kingdom Mirage is the one thing that was stopping the figure from being better than the Siege version and becoming the quintessential Mirage figure was that it didn't have the ability of having the shoulder cannon actually attached to Mirage's shoulder. But thanks to JRC Design with this upgrade kit, the Kingdom version of Mirage has now become my favorite figure of Mirage, and in my opinion, the quintessential Mirage figure due to that simple feature of being able to actually mount his shoulder cannon on the actual shoulder. So, out of all the upgrade kits I got, out of all four of the upgrade kits I got from JRC Design, I highly recommend you use an extreme amount of caution on the Kingdom Mirage shoulder mounts because if you look right there, it's a very thin piece of plastic, and when you attach and detach the shoulder cannon, don't just be quick to just like shove it down in there or yank it off. I highly recommend you use two fingers on both ends of the shoulder mount, and you slowly wriggle the shoulder cannon on and off when you attach it, because if you apply because it's very thin plastic, as you can see, and considering how it attached, and considering what JRC Design had to work with designing a shoulder mount that not only allows the shoulder cannon to attach to the top of Mirage's shoulder, but allow it to remain permanently attached once you apply it, so it doesn't affect Mirage's transformation. I can see why they went with that design for it, and I can kind of see why Hasbro and Descartes tell me he didn't design those 5mm pegs in the first place. But yeah, just be very careful when you detach and reattach the Mirage's shoulder can and into these shoulder mount upgrade pieces and I will transform Mirage really fast right now to show you guys what the shoulder mounts look like in his vehicle mode, because um, the shoulder mounts end up acting as a pair of rocket boosters that Mirage can use in his vehicle mode. Alright, and here is how the shoulder mounts remain attached when you transform Mirage back and forth between robot mode and vehicle mode. When you transform Mirage's arms, you have to rotate them 90 degrees like this, and as you can see, the shoulder mount remains attached without the transformation being affected by any means. So you flip that one down, and there's the other side of it. So I will complete the transformation in just 1 second. But yeah, there's the shoulder mounts. They don't affect the transformation at all. So I'm really thrilled that JRC Design was able to come up with a pair of shoulder mounts for Kingdom Mirage that don't affect the transformation in any way. Alright, and here is Kingdom Earth Mode Mirage in his vehicle mode, and again, there's the new shoulder mounts. They end up on the back of Mirage's vehicle mode as a pair of 5mm pegs that you can attach accessory pieces to, and they can act as a pair of rocket boosters. So just removing the rocket pod on the front, so you can see if you have blast effects from the any of the other Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy figures, you can attach those here to these new upgrade kits for Kingdom Earth Mode Mirage, and he can now have jet engines on the back of his race car mode. So yeah, that was very brilliant of JRC Design to do that. So overall, these upgrade kits for the upgrade kits that JRC Design came out with for these Transformers figures are really top notch, and I do highly recommend getting them if you can. And because even though this is the very first upgrade kit I got from JRC Design, but when I told some of my subscribers that I got on a third-party upgrade kit by JRC Design, they really liked hearing that I had done that, because they'd ordered from some upgrade kits from JRC Design themselves, and that JRC Design right now has a good reputation as being a creator of some of the best upgrade kits for Transformers figures that's out there. So I was hoping to get the video done quickly, but Sunstreaker's proving difficult right now. Alrighty. So, yeah, again, I really enjoy these new racing spoilers that the Kingdom and Earthrise Lamborghinis have. JRC Design did create racing spoilers for Cordon and Spin Out. In Out, if you have Sunstreaker's fellow mold mates, old mates, so you can get those if you desire. But yeah, I do enjoy the racing spoilers for the Lamborghinis and then the shoulder mounts for Kingdom Mirage. So yes, I do highly recommend you get these upgrade kits if you can. And thank you guys all so much for your continued support. Thank you to all my subscribers, and a big thank you to you, JRC Design, for creating these upgrade kits. So yes, thank you guys all so much. I apologize for the video taking longer than I had planned on it being, but stay tuned for my other upcoming Transformers reviews. And remember to stay safe and stay healthy out there. And until next time, you guys, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.